Hey everybody, this is World War Guy here today, and today we are doing the monthly update video for the month of August. Now this month, this month was a great month, honestly. Got some great finds, as you can tell. And before we dive in, I do want to say that over the summer in July, my parents went to Belgium. I didn't go because of school, work, other issues, so I didn't go. But they were kind enough to bring me back some gifts, as well as I had ordered some items from Toolkit, this great guy in Belgium who provides a lot of Belgian reenacting supplies. So I bought an order from him that was shipped to my aunt that my mom then brought back, but including that as well as some gifts that they brought back. So very nice of them. They found some really great stuff, honestly. So with that being said, let's just dive into it. All right, so up first we have a M15 Adrian helmet. Now you can tell this one is not a typical blue or khaki brown color. It is a forest green, greenish color. And that is because this is a Adrian helmet that was used by the Italian army. The Italians during World War I did adopt the Adrian helmet. They first bought French-made helmets and later painted them green. You can tell this was an Italian used one because of the color, as well as it doesn't have holes in the front for a badge on there. Later production of the Italian Adrian helmets, when they were finally produced in Italy, they were a little bit more simplified. So for example, they did not have this beaded line over here. It was all one piece. On the inside, you can still see the French blue because that's how they were delivered to Italy. Unfortunately, I cannot see any markings in there. This, if you can see it, this may be something or just maybe a very nice stain. As you can see, there is no liner, and the chin strap is just a sort of cheap reproduction. But I was aware of that, and either way, it's a very nice item, and I've always wanted one of the Italian Adrian helmets. Alright, and sticking with the helmets for today's video, I have another Belgian M31 Adrian helmet. Now this one is an all-original shell, but it has been refurbished. As you can tell, it has a newer paint on it. Of course, it is the correct paint. On the inside, we have a new-made liner, which is the correct style for the Belgians during the war, as well as a new-made leather chin strap, again, correct friction buckle style. I got this from Toolkit, and this is going to be perfect for my Belgian impression that I hope to finish before the end of the year. But otherwise, great refurbishment as well as an original item to the collection. Alright, next we're going to be looking at some ammo pouches I got. These are the Turkish Mauser pouches. I forgot the model number. So these are pretty simple. They're very similar to the World War I German pouches, except these are smooth as well as a lighter color and not as good construction, I will say so myself. But the reason why I bought these is because I'm using them for my Belgian World War II impression. Now, real quick side note, I will put more detail when I finally do the video on that impression. The Belgians after World War I used a lot of German equipment as sort of part of reparations. And the Belgians soon developed their own style of ammo pouches that were very similar to these, but, unique. But during the war and pre-war, you can still see Belgian soldiers being issued World War I German pouches. And of course, since the Turkish ones are very similar, I've decided to use those because World War I German pouches, originals, are hard to find and expensive. And Belgian reproduction pouches, the ones that I am aware of, are around the 250 euro mark. So they're very expensive, and these, once I darken them, they will do fine. But again, I'll explain more of that in an impression video. Otherwise, neat items for the collection. Next up, we have some original World War I German binoculars. Now, these were brought back from my dad. He found them at a sort of a swap and shop in Belgium. You can see hopefully, the manufacturer right there. And there. These would have been issued in World War I, but they were used up to World War II in some minor instances. Nonetheless, these are very nice. You can see they have been used. They weren't kept in the best condition. My dad said that the seller did open this up and clean it, but appearing through the lenses, one of them seems to be slightly off. So when you're looking through it, you do see double image. And I'm not an expert in this, so I haven't been able to fix it. Otherwise, still in really good condition. The remnants of the strap, normally it would just been a simple leather strap, as well the adjustments work. Everything works besides one of the lenses is slightly off. Yeah, very cool. Very glad to have that in the collection. Alright, and then in this grouping we have some Belgian personal items. This was also bought from Truwerken. Here we can see a simple drinking cup. This one, as you can see, was made in France. A lot of the Belgian army utilized French-made equipment, such as the drinking cups here. Here we have a butter tin used by the Belgian military. You would store any sort of fatty foods in here, butter, possibly bacon, fat, things like that. So remnants of something there. And then here we have a bread tin. This is literally what it is. It's, to keep bread. You could of course keep other foods in there, but that is the name for it. Just a simple aluminum tin that you would keep on you. Alright, finishing up with some Belgian items. Here we have a World War II Belgian bandage. Bandage. As you can see, this was sanitized in January of 1934. And you can see it has both languages, the French and the Flemish. So, Service de Santé de l'Armée, so the health service of the army. Un paquet de pansements stérilisés, one sterilized bandage. And of course, this was sterilized in January 34. And of course, this is just the Dutch or Flemish translation here. So yeah, pretty simple. Just a bandage wrapped in some paper, and yeah, but that's really cool otherwise. All right, next item here we have an original German spool with you can see some SS markings. Now, when I got this, my mom bought it for me. She's not an expert, but she bought it. She got a good deal on it. But of course, that made me wonder: is this a fake? Is this reproduction? Was this even a thing back in the war? I've tried doing some research online, but I haven't been able to find too much. I found on some old forums from years ago that people said that these were some sort of fantasy item, but I haven't been able to find any confirmation on that. So if anyone wants to help me out with that, please do. But otherwise, it is an old spool. It's not a new 2020, 2021 made item. But I still include it in the video in case it is real. Next item here, we have a original Bakelite razor. German military would have used these as well as aluminum or steel or other items here. So yeah, pretty neat. This was also a gift from my mom, but this is great for a German personal kit, as Bakelite razors were used. Alright, and then here we have a first for me. It is a World War II German dog tag. I have done some research on it. I've had some help with it, and I will post maybe on the bottom of the screen or a split video or something like that of me going into detail exactly of the position this soldier was in. But you can see with the 0 there, that is his blood type. This would have been his sort of serial number, 6279, and this would have been sort of what unit, regiment, and job they were in. This is a steel construction one, so this would have most likely been issued 1944 to 1945, so a late war production. But nonetheless, very cool and very personal. Alright, and then our last two items for this month, we have some British items. Now these two were also gifts from my mom when she went to Belgium. And first up we see here is a pattern 37, I believe, British canteen. Now I am not I do not know a lot of the British items during World War II. I know there were these kinds with the full canvas cover, as well as some with the felt cover with just some canvas straps around it. I don't really know the difference, so please forgive me. Otherwise, the cover itself looks original. You can see some markings on the inside. If I can show that. And you can see some more, probably just acceptance markings. But the cover does appear to be original. Then we do have the flask, which you can see it was painted green, a bit rusted. But the felt cover does appear to be reproduction to me, as it does look very new compared to the flask that is very rusted and used. As well as the corking and rope also appear to be a sort of replacement, sort of modern replacement. But nonetheless, still a pretty neat item. I like canteens, so you can't really go wrong with canteens in my book. And then for the very last item for this month, we are looking at a World War II British Bren Toolkit pouch or tool wallet. So these were of canvas construction, and they were given to the gunners or gunner's assistant to carry. This would have been for the Bren light machine gun. And inside, it would just be a toolkit, so you'd really have anything you would need to help fix or clean your Bren light machine gun. As you see, it just unfolds sort of like a vintage wallet. You have about, four pouches to hold your different materials, as well as you would have tools kind of laid on top and then folded over. And then here you have some very faded markings. On it, it would have something along the lines of the manufacturer, then 303 Bren light machine gun, MK1, something like that, and then it looks like auto top, but I'm not entirely sure. And then you have a manufacturer marking right there. Again, I don't know much of British items, so I have no idea how this would attach to the soldier, as you have a sort of very long strap that could be slung across, but it doesn't seem very secure otherwise. All in all, as you can tell, this was a very great month. We got a lot of different items from different countries and really great items as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, write a comment, share, and subscribe. But besides that, you guys have a great day.